This is a story about learning. The young student, starry-eyed, thirsting for knowledge, wanting to explore the world and understand its depths, comes into the classroom expecting that this is what they will get. After all, it's school. And isn't that a place where students learn to become successful in life? The young student envisions success as happiness, as truly understanding how things work, as getting to understand themselves and the world like never before. The young student imagines himself solving the world's problems, changing the world for the better, helping others, loving his career and life. Essentially, the student envisions success as passion.
Wake up! Stop dreaming! Pay attention! Why are you not listening?
However, the student soon learns that his enthusiasm isn't rewarded in school. Apparently, caring means following the rules, staying within the lines, never ask questions, or at least never ask the wrong ones, never challenge the teacher, always show up on time, always be present in class even when it does not give you any value, doing mountains of homework correctly, and always doing as you're told, etc., etc. In learning to care, the students feel their enthusiasm and passion draining. They're no longer excited to come to school, inspired to change the world for the better. The important thing that they are learning is to simply survive. Intention and dreams and thoughts are not important in the child, as they found out. No, what is important is learning to do things the way the teacher tells you to do, memorizing everything in the textbook, writing neatly, being a model student. If model means robot, if teacher means dictator, if school means prison, if student means the oppressed, the disrespected, the ignored, the talked down to, the underestimated, the voiceless, the naughty child who must have respect for the rules and authority beat into him, if student means the soul, killed. So, this is not a story about learning. I lied to you at the beginning, just like schools lied to you about what they can do for you. This is a story about a broken heart, about the living turned dead, about the fire turned cold, about passion and enthusiasm being punished rather than nurtured and celebrated.
Such is why school becomes a dreaded affair, something that students hate getting up early in the morning for, something that students view as torture, something that we have to endure and simply get through. Where was the passion we saw in the student on the first day? Where is that passion now? What would happen if we changed the curriculum so that it was truly child-driven education? What if teachers respected children as independent learners and gave them more room to grow on their own and with their peers? As Sukata Mitra said, a teacher that can be replaced by a machine should be. In other words, actually, students had a natural capacity to learn. They will be able to learn with or without the teacher. We have to trust students more because they know what they are doing.
Mitra also said, if children have interest, then education happens. The natural curiosity of children, in human beings in general, is the student's best advantage, and yet this is being taken away from students, destroyed in school system. Materials is dry. It doesn't connect with the students' own lived experiences. This is why schools need to change. When teachers talk about creating the model students, we shake our heads. Students are naturally model learners. They come wanting to learn. But it's the school that making them down, making them lose their passion and drive. Schools are focusing on creating students that are model factory workers, but not model students. We argue instead that it's not about creating a model student, but about creating a model school.
Yes, after all, if students are going to have teachers. The attitude of teachers has a huge impact on their student. As Palmer says, the heart of a teacher is a huge part of shaping the learning experience for students. We teach who we are. Palmer writes, teaching, like any truly human activity, emerges from one's inwardness, for better or worse. As I teach, I project the condition of my soul onto my students, my subject, and our way of being together. In other words, if a teacher is mean and constantly puts down students, then the student will learn from those attitudes and internalize from that their idea of what they should be.
CART, the teacher-student dynamic, has a fundamentally narrative character, as Freire puts it. Teachers talk, and students are expected to learn perfectly as what Freire calls patient listening objects. Right now, teachers talk and expect students to find whatever they say meaningful without first showing them why the knowledge they are imparting is important. This banking concept of education, as Freire says, is a narrative sickness, where education is simply an act of depositing in a one-way direction, with the teacher the depositor and the students the depositories.
Do you hear that? The education system, as we know, it is making students sick. It is making students worse and robbing them of their real potential. Students are not simply depositories. That makes it sound as if students have empty brains, empty souls, and empty hearts. Stop the operation of education. Just imagine what would happen if we instead made education democratic, like truly democratic. What would that look like for classroom, for teachers, and most importantly, students?
The classroom would be more open, more genuine, more discursive. Learning would happen more peer-to-peer, and teachers would not talk so much at students, but with students. Learning would be more self-directed, and students would learn better because their enthusiasm would carry their own individual investigations into the topic. Students could say what they want to learn, and when and where. And teachers would flip their role from dictators to a listening consultant.
With student-driven education, the method and the practice of encouraging active listening and self-directly doing would truly encourage a humanist perspective and a goal of learning. By learning from their peers and being expected to bring some value to their communities as active learners, students would come to embody the ideals of a model citizen in the process. Someone who critically thinks and assesses, doesn't blindly listen to authority, but makes their own informed choice. Someone who takes responsibility for their own learning and therefore their own actions and decisions, and someone who can change the world.
Democracy should be the norm in education, and not just a topic learned in school, but a philosophy to uphold throughout the whole system. That is where the story of learning truly lies.